Hey everybody, how you doing? Shane Presley here with Rock Paper Podcast. Let me tell you about my friends at Naked Vine, located at 1624 Clarkson Road in Chesterfield, Missouri, serving up all your finest wine, whiskey, and local craft beers. Stop by and visit them for some live local music. Wednesday, December 26th, Jimmy Tebow of the Swag. And Thursday, December 27th, Graham Curry and John Brighton of Old Salt Union. Friday, December 28th, Diesel Island. And Saturday, December 29th, with Find a Drive. All this information and more can be found at nakedvine.net. Be sure to follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you, everybody, for an amazing year. 2018 has been a whole lot of fun. I hope you've been enjoying the show and learned a bunch of new local music with me. Continue to share and spread the good word. But I wish you all happy holidays, and thanks again for all the support. Enjoy the show.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
Hey, what's up? This is Chris Swan with Soul Motivation Records, and you are tuned in to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast, y'all.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri, hanging out with Chris Swan. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Thanks, man. It's good to be back, brother.
This is cool. I think I looked it up. It was like July. I think it was like July 1 or something of 2017, the last time we hung out.
Yep.
And so it's always kind of crazy to think that it's been that long already. Because I was looking at that, and I actually listened back to the show for a little bit, and I feel like it was just the other day. So it's kind of weird that it's already been a year and a half, but I'm back, and we got some brand new music to talk about. We got a lot happening for Chris Swan and Soul Motivation Records. So, but yeah, man. I guess we were just been laughing here. We were catching up a little bit off mic, but I was just telling you about. I went to this 90s house party over the summer. I was kind of giving you laughing about some of those songs and stories, and but I was telling you, man, that was a heck of a time getting to dance around to some of those tunes, and getting to see Coolio and Tone Loc, and that's what it all started. I think we said, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Dude, I wanted to go to that so bad. I wanted to go to that show, and I think I was playing that night or something, and so I couldn't go. But those were all my jams, like you too, man. That was our era. You know what I mean? Sure. And dude, I saw Coolio live. I didn't see him perform, but I saw him. I was in St. Martin. I used to play a lot of piano bars and stuff in the Caribbean islands. And so I was at St. Martin at a club after my gig, just waiting to use the restroom. And all of a sudden I look over next to me, and Coolio's standing next to me. And dude, you know that it's Coolio. Like, you know, you see the hair and everything. And but I did know he was on the island doing a show, but I didn't think I was going to be standing next to him. Right. And he had this handler, and he's just standing there, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, what's up, man? And I'm like, and he like went, used the restroom. I'm like, okay, that was Coolio, man. I grew up on him, man. So it was fun seeing him up close and personal, but his hair, he's still got the hair. Yeah. But now you were talking about that. It's just like two little. Yeah, it's like looks like rows. Antennas just sticking out the side. Yeah, totally. Two dreads left, and but yeah, it's so sad because like his hair was such a part of his look, So it's sad when part of your look, goes when you get old. Yeah, you can just tell he's getting old. Oh yeah, all those guys were kind of showing their age, and but. It was an incredible night, man. Like, and then I was trying to remember who all else was there. All for One did some did a couple songs, and but yeah, then Vanilla Ice was the headliner of the night, and he got. I think he everybody else did like 20 minutes or so kind of sets, and Naughty by Nature was there, which.
I also recently just learned what OPP really means.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which was even funnier now. So
yeah, that's funny.
I've been singing that song for 20-something years or whatever, or more, I guess now, and the fact that I didn't really realize what OPP was quite entertaining.
Yeah, I'm glad you're in the club now, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, welcome to the club. Yeah, people don't realize it was a huge hit, and it's like a super dirty song.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
But hey, man, if you're down with OPP,
right?
So,
you gotta say it.
Yep. Yeah. I have been considering making T-shirts that say "Are you down with RPP?"
Yes. Oh my gosh, you need to do that.
So
you need to do that. That'd be dope.
Yep.
Totally.
That'd be fun. So, but anyway, they were fun, and then but like I said, Vanilla Ice was the headliner, and he came out, and he actually it was a great time. He was definitely playing up the nostalgia factor of being the '90s. Like he was like talked a lot about like pagers and VHS and everything like all these '90s references and stuff, and
playing it up.
Yep. But he also, my favorite part was a true highlight for me was he did Ninja Rap. And I believe it was Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles joined him out there on stage to dance. And,
dude, nice.
And it was, hey, 10-year-old Shane was freaking out a little bit. So it was.
Awesome.
I never thought I'd see Vanilla Ice and a Ninja Turtle dancing around on stage. So that was pretty cool.
A dream come true, man.
Yeah, man.
A dream come true.
Definitely.
I always forget about the Ninja Rap. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that was huge.
Oh yeah.
Did he do like? So did he do like the metal versions of his songs? Because usually now he does like hard rock versions.
Right.
Or did he stick to?
He pretty much stuck to the played Ice Ice Baby the way you wanted to hear it and everything. Like, but yeah, I know he's redone a couple of his songs as like heavier versions and went through like a Juggalo phase kind of thing too for a little while when that was real big, where it was kind of that hard hip hop kind of thing he was doing for a minute, and But no, he pretty much stuck to the couple hits, and it was played that did that one played that funky music
that's right.
and stuff. So
yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like everybody knows Ice Ice Baby, but when he got going, like you realize there was a couple more.
He had a couple.
Yeah,
and he had like a love song too that was like "I love you because I love you" or something. I don't know if he did that one,
maybe,
but I remember that too.
Yeah,
I had a few.
But it was fun though, man. Like I said, and then like what was nice was like, the weather was like kind of weird that day. Like it was like super cloudy all day, and I was like wondering if we were gonna get rained on the whole time out in the lawn and stuff. And like it held off. Like we were like in the seats, like just outside of the awning, and the rain held off like right to. I think Vanilla Ice just finished Ice Ice Baby, and then like it started to rain, and everybody like cleared out. Like you watched the whole that's exactly what everybody was waiting for, that moment, that song, and then the rain came. Like, all right, see ya. Everybody burned out, and
it's classic. God knew he was holding it off.
Yeah, right,
just for you guys.
Yep. So, but yeah, man, that was a lot of fun dancing around with that stuff, and like especially fun to hear all that '90s hip hop. Like I said, Tone Loc. I can remember my dad. He would he wasn't big on hip hop, but he every now and then he did like Tone Loc though, and he was like he always his line. My dad always got a kick out. He goes, they always said, "Tone, how'd you start rapping?" He said, "I don't know, it just kind of happened."
Yeah.
But I remember listening to that Tone Loc record and where he's got that Chiba on there and stuff, and like
that's right.
It was a bunch of good tunes, but I just thought it was funny though. I think it was more he got introduced to it. My dad had a friend named Tony, and like so I think that was part of the thing was like I think he was listening to a lot of Tone Loc, and so anyway, it was just funny to kind of discover Tone Loc through my dad.
Yeah, that's hilarious, dude. He's not even a rap fan,
right?
But that's how it all came. Yeah, that's cool. That's great.
But like I said, let's get into some of your music. Not all. We're not here to just talk about the '90s house party, even though it was a great night. But
for sure,
and it was a great era of music for sure. So.
Yeah, for sure. That's my jam, dude. That was all the best hip hop to me is still the '90s stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we do have a brand new Chris Swan record available digitally everywhere, right?
Yeah, man.
We've got physical copies available through the website and stuff. So,
yeah, absolutely.
the titled "Welcome to the Fellowship," and this, well, I guess, what did it come out like a? Ago?
Yeah, it was in November. It's been out a month. Yeah, about a month now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have a couple. Well, like I said, the whole thing's available, but you are kind of pushing a couple singles right now.
Yeah.
And one of them I thought was interesting was you covered the fight song.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people pretty familiar with. I mean, that song was pretty huge, and. But what Rachel Platten?
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
What was the decision? And it's not that doesn't appear on the record though, right?
That's not on the record.
Single?
Yeah, that just was my single.
Yeah.
I do a single every month, and that was my single for December.
Yeah.
And I'd never done a cover before, so I thought it'd be cool to take like a song. I've always liked that song. It's just a nice kind of inspirational song, and it's got a good hook. But I really like the video too, because it's all about her making it in the music business and stuff. And so that's always inspiring to see people tell that story. And so I've always liked it. I thought it'd be cool to like do like a hip hop version of it. So what I did is just try to like listen to it and pick out what are the like hip hop elements that are already in there. And when you listen to it, there's a lot actually. The little piano hook. Like I was like, oh, that sounds like a sample that you could hear like Wu-Tang rapping over or something, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do that and make it sound like a sample, and so just stuff like that, and then put a hip hop beat to it and like rap the second verse and that kind of stuff. And so yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to kind of do another a different take on that song, and it.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain, and I will scream them loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left. Yo, I've been losing my friends and I've been chasing sleep. Everybody's been worried about me. They say I'm in too deep. Man, I ain't in too deep. Yeah, and it's been 2 years and I miss my home, but there's a fire burning up in my bones, and I still believe. Yeah, I still believe. And all those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain, and I will scream them loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Yeah. Yeah. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. I've still got a lot of fight left in me. I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
It definitely lines right up with my message and what I believe in, and just, you know, making music that inspires people. So I thought it would be cool to do Fight Song, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely agree with all that you just said, because like it definitely, as soon as you put it out there and I listened to it, like, hey, this makes sense. I mean, it exactly fits your message and everything you stand for. So
Yeah.
so it was interesting to hear your take on it.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, so that's again available digitally. You can stream on Spotify, or you can head over to.
Yeah, it's on. I have 2 websites now, so it's at both places.
Yeah.
SoulMotivationRecords.com is my record label, and it's there. And then my artist site is ChrisSwanHipHop.com, and so you can get it for free. I'm actually just giving it away for free, so you can get a free download there.
Nice, very cool. Yeah. And while you're there, you can sign up for your email list and stuff, and be notified when other new music's coming out.
Yeah, man, definitely sign up. I got new music coming out every month. In 2019, I almost said 2012. I don't know why. In 2019, I can't believe it's almost 2020. 2019, I got a new single coming out every month. First of the month, every month. And so, yeah, you can go to the website. It's always going to be available for free download on the website. So, and if you're on the email list, you'll be the first to know. So,
I actually almost wrote 2014 the other day when I was writing the date. And I was like, I don't know, where did that come from?
Why? Yeah, that's hilarious.
It's December 2018, and somehow it's been 18 for a long time.
Yep.
And somehow I almost wrote 14. I was like,
lost 4 years just like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Total brain fart.
Yep.
I told you I was listening to the record on the way down, and one track that stood out to me in particular, like I said, I like it all, but Creed and Vision was one that really caught my attention. I love the beat. I also liked that there's a little bit of like that electronic to it, a little, some of that kind of in the beat and stuff too. So like that was cool to hear some of that, and but I liked the lyrics a lot, and the only thing I felt it was missing on the hook, I felt like would have been really cool if there was like Nate Dogg on there or something. Like,
yes,
I was like, man, I could totally hear something like that. Hearing some Nate Dogg or one of those guys was nailing that hook, and But you sound great on it too. But
Nate Dogg makes everything sound better.
I mean, that's my philosophy. If you can put Nate Dogg on something, man, it's gonna make it better. So R.I.P. Nate Dogg. But
yeah, no doubt, man.
That I loved hearing him on all that, singing those hooks on all those songs and stuff.
Yeah, I could hear that. I mean, I love Dre and all the West Coast stuff, and so I listened to a lot of Nate Dogg growing up. And it's funny you said that too, because I had another friend who heard that song. It's like, yeah, I could hear like a girl singer in the background, or like singing. And it's weird how like we all hear things differently, and I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. And same with you, like, oh man, yeah, if I would have thought of that, it just makes me realize I need to, collaborate more with other people and like get some other opinions and stuff too, because it would be cool to to expand that. And I've tried to do that with a few songs on the record. I brought in a couple other artists just for that reason, to kind of get some other influences in there, and so I was able to do that as well. So, but maybe I'll do a Nate Dogg remix for you, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
follow along. I want to lead and listen, have the creed and vision. Come on, I want the confidence to be strong, but the humility to be wrong. Not always feel like I have to follow along. I want to lead and listen, have the creed and vision. I always wanted to be free, I never wanted to be me. I wanted everyone to see a different, cooler side of me. I always thought that I should be like someone else. I never wanted to end up a lonely man, full of pride and fully fallen. So I played down my strengths in the name of being humble. I told everybody thanks and hid away and slowly mumbled till I finally disappeared into the atmosphere. Another minute gone, another dawn. What really happened here? Now I felt like no one even knew that I was here in the first place. Hold up, I was trying to make room and not some dead space. My headspace feeling kinda cloudy these days. I was trying not to get burned. I miss the sun rays, yo, it's sideways. I need to learn to stand up and be strong and be heard and be me and be wise and be wrong. Humility is something earned with time. I can't give you yours and you can't give me mine. Come on. I want the confidence to be strong, but the humility to be wrong. Not always feel like I have to follow along. I want to lead and listen, have the creed and vision. Come on. I want the confidence to be strong, but the humility to be wrong. Not always feel like I have to follow along. I want to lead and listen, have the creed and vision. Come on. I want strength that inspires, confidence that requires, hope that feeds choirs, you see, and drench fires that burn in the souls of human beings that I admire with love. I send the message that says we don't tire, we fight together, strong as our word of love. To those ain't heard of love, sight has been blurred by love. What we've been speaking of, it's finding peace now. We need release now, by finding leaders who can teach how to find our mission in time, our vision beyond our strengths. We given what it takes, and what makes us stronger is decision, precision. Time says the time is here to step up and make our mission clear. And if I volunteer, I want my head up high, my knees down low. I want to lead the few of the many who know it's out of love and grace that we inhabit this space. And when it's time to bow out, I'll know really low. I want the confidence to be strong, but the humility to be wrong. Not always feel like I have to follow along. I want to lead and listen, have the creed and vision. Come on. I want the confidence to be strong, but the humility to be wrong. Not always feel like I have to follow along. I want to lead and listen, have the creed and vision. Come on. I want the confidence to be strong, but the humility to be wrong. Not always feel like I have to follow along. I want to lead and listen, have the creed and vision. Come on. It's okay to know what's right. It's okay to know what we miss. We use our weakness to make each other strong. Cause if one shines, we all shine along. It's okay to know our strength. It's okay to know our weakness. We use our weakness to make each other stronger. Cause if one shines, we all shine along. It's okay to know our strength. It's okay to know our weakness. We use our weakness to make each other stronger. Cause if one shines, we all shine longer. It's okay to know our strength. It's okay to know our weakness. We use our weakness to make each other stronger. Cause if one shines, we all shine longer. Cause if one shines, we all shine longer.
Especially at the end, you say, if one shines, we all shine together longer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of echoed throughout the end of the track there. And that I say that a lot, not necessarily those exact words, but I'm in referring to the St. Louis music scene. I feel like, you know, if one makes it out of St. Louis, you know, and so, you know, even like you look at like Nelly did it and stuff, and you know, but it shines a bigger light on the whole city of St. Louis music and stuff, and we all benefit from somebody if one of us makes it on the national level and spotlight and stuff. So
yeah, I totally agree, man. I totally agree. It's so easy to like hate on people when they become successful, you know, because we're like jealous of them, and so it's really easy. Oh, they sold out, man, you know. But I agree. Like I take the other way. Like, man, good for them, and they now in turn are going to shine the light on us, you know. And I really think I try to focus more on that, you know. Like that song is all about kind of like knowing. It's okay to be like successful and humble at the same time. So you can be confident and successful, but still not be a jerk about it. You know what I mean? And so that's just exactly it, man. Like it's okay to know your strengths. It's okay to know your weakness. But we can all work together and put our strengths together, and someone else's strength can make up for my weakness. You know what I mean? So if one shines, we all shine together. You know what I mean? So yeah, I love that's a great interpretation of that. What you said, like I think that definitely fits. You know, here in St. Louis and the scene here and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that was, like I said, it was just something that resonated with me when I heard you saying that. Like, I feel like I try to kind of speak that same message to a lot of people, even doing the show and stuff. Like, you know, put it all out there because, like I said, we're all going to benefit. So,
absolutely, man, absolutely.
You let's give them another one. A song called "Perfect."
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to share around?
Yeah.
Perfect.
This song, you know, they all mean a lot to me in a different way, but this song really means a lot to me because it's something I've struggled with my whole life. It's just trying to be perfect, being a perfectionist, you know. I still struggle with it, man. And but like to the point, if I'm not perfect, then I start to hate myself. Like I got to a point where I was just self-loathing all the time because I wasn't perfect. So if I'm not perfect, then I'm a loser and I'm a failure, and you know what I mean? And I lived like that for a long time and just really miserable. And a big part of this record and the message is, you know, recovery from addiction and stuff like that. And so a big part of my recovery from alcohol and food addiction was just realizing like how much I matter and that I'm meant to be successful and meant to be happy, and like really internalizing that and accepting that. And with that came like, dude, I don't have to be perfect. Like I can still be really good and be successful and not be perfect at everything, you know? And so that's kind of just where that song came out of, and just, you know, as a way to tell other people, like, you know, you don't.
I always thought that I was supposed to try to be perfect, but when I look up high, the twinkle in your eye tells me that I'm worth it, 'cause you love me completely, and I see it all around me, and now I don't have to try to be perfect anymore. Being little, writing songs in my room, and not a single day would go by where I wasn't consumed. All I wanted to do and all I wanted to be was a rapper and musician for the world to see. I needed to be the best, had the love in my chest, and I was blessed with the family, taught me all the rest. And I guess I learned young I needed everyone to like me. I just couldn't handle it if anyone would spite me, so I went to work just writing them songs, practicing piano, making beats. I couldn't go wrong. If I could get to the top, then I could show them all that I was worth something. Hurt couldn't stop me at all. All I needed was perfection, then no one could ever hurt me. It's better than connection, and I'd feel like I was worthy. Surely my plan was tight, I was unstoppable. It turns out perfection, it wasn't even possible. I always thought that I was supposed to try to be perfect, but when I look up high, the twinkle in your eye tells me that I'm worth it, 'cause you love me completely, and I see it all around me, and now I don't have to try to be perfect anymore. Da, 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 da. feel like I was a failure in life. I wasn't perfect, wasn't rich, so something just wasn't right. I had impossible goals and expectations to meet, and every time I fell short, I felt incomplete. This turned into years of feeling like I wasn't good enough. I wasn't meant to succeed in rap. I wasn't hood enough. Began to hate myself, and depression, it soon followed. Trying so hard to be perfect, it left me feeling hollow. It wasn't until I hit the bottom and found you, I started hearing less of the lies and more truths. The more I heard, I knew I had nothing I had to prove. I had one decision to make, it was easy to choose. I chose life, I chose to love who I am. A flawed human being that's part of a perfect plan. I was loved as a kid, and now I'm loved as a man. I hope the songs I write now help you understand.
I always thought that I was supposed to try to be perfect, but when I look up high, the twinkle in your eye tells me that I'm worth it. 'Cause you love me completely, and I see it all around me. And now I don't have to try to be perfect anymore. To try to be perfect anymore.
I've met a lot of people that have that same thing. A lot of artistic people are like that, actually. You know what I mean? A lot of musicians and artists and stuff. And so you feel like a lot of people need to hear that. Like, it's okay, man. You don't have to be perfect. You're good enough the way you are. You know, you're made the way you are to be who you're supposed to be. So you're perfectly imperfect right now. You know what I mean?
Man.
So yeah, it was fun to do that song, and I got to do my first music video to that song. So I have a friend of mine, Jarmel Reese, who's actually on one of the other tracks too. But he does videos, and so we made a video. My friend Jen came and did it with me, and so that was fun to actually do like a for real music video, and definitely look forward to doing some more of those next year as well.
Very nice. Is that and that's out there?
Yeah, the video, you can see it. It's on my YouTube channel, but it's right on the website too. SoulMotivationRecords.com or ChrisSwanHipHop.com. It's right there.
Yeah, I must have missed it. I gotta go check that out.
Yeah, check it out, man. Let me know what you think.
Yeah. Well, that's like I said, all this you've got to hear a couple different songs already. Go check it out. Again, digitally everywhere. You can get a lot of this stuff for free on the website and things. But we do have physical copies of the album available. You can go purchase that and take Chris along wherever you go in the car and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
yeah, man. What did you? Now I mentioned some of the beats and stuff that you were using the tracks and stuff on here, and was that all you? I mean, did you create all the instrumentation on it too?
I did, I did it all in my studio, Soul Motivation Studios, which is my basement. You've been there. We recorded the first episode there. But I did it all myself. That's another thing I've just been working on is my skills in the studio, and just it's an ongoing journey that we, same thing for you doing what you do. We're just always trying to get better. And so I've been really, working a lot on my, engineering but also beat production and also just plugins and software and stuff, just trying to upgrade and step my game up a little bit. It's been really fun to learn a lot from about that and use some of those tools on this record to kind of step it up a little bit. I produced the whole thing, but I did, like I said, I got a couple people to do a couple tracks with me just to bring some outside influences, and hoping to do more of that in the future, because that was really, really good to get some other influences in there as well,
Yeah. I was listening to it was so Howard Stern's on vacation now for the end of the year and stuff, and they've been playing the best of, and they replayed his interview with Snoop Dogg,
Oh yeah,
and it was a really good one.
I think I've heard that before. Actually, parts of it anyway.
And it was interesting though, because he was talking about Howard's playing a couple different songs of his, and he plays Nothing But a G Thing, and and Snoop come 1, 2, 3 into the 4, Snoop Doggy Dog, and like so he does the whole thing, and but Snoop was talking about he actually wrote all that in prison when I guess he was in jail or whatever, not federal prison, but he was locked up for a little while for like a dirty P test on something for some. He said somebody had a toothache or whatever, and anyway, he got in some trouble for something, and anyway, it was like 4 months in jail, and so he wrote all that, and he said Dre played him this beat over the phone, and he wrote to it, and then he wrote all that, and then he got in the studio, and Dre's like, "No, forget that. I got this beat." And it comes, and it turns out to be the Nothing But a G Thing. And so then, and Snoop reconfigured the song, the lyrics a little bit to work for that, and put it together. But it was just like that whole idea, like, really was fascinating to me. Like that. No, let's. You can hear this beat works better with these lyrics, or however it worked out. Like so that how pairing it all up to figure out what fits, and like so I was wondering about your process, like as if you're making these beats and you're writing these lyrics, I mean, are you writing lyrics first? I mean, do you sit and write these things and then figure out which beat it belongs best with, or
no, almost 99% of the time it's the opposite of that. I almost always start with the beat. I start with the music first. I usually have an idea, like I'm like, okay, I want to write a song about this, and definitely with this record I knew like the subjects I wanted to cover, so I go, okay, let's do a song about this, but then I would go in and create the beat first, usually like literally the drums first, and then I put some other instruments on top or whatever, and then starts to form into a song, and then I write to that song. So I usually write specifically to that beat. So that's just, and I know that's kind of backwards. A lot of people write their lyrics first and then put a song around it, but that's how I've always done it since I was a kid. I'm like super drawn, to the beat, to the musical side of. I love the lyrics too, but in hip hop we talk about lyrics and beats. And there's some people are more lyrics, some people are more beats. I love both, obviously. It's why I love hip hop, but it's always been about music first for me. Like that's where I'm really drawn to the most. So like that's the part I really love. Like creating something new and exciting, and something that's pretty or touching but still bangs and it hits hard and stuff like that. So that's just always been my process, to start with that, and then but then that inspires me to I want to write about this, so that beat will inspire me to write the rest, kind of a thing. So yeah,
very cool, man. There was an interesting I guess there's a full documentary or something around it, but I was seeing a video on Facebook a little while back, and it was kind of broke down a lot of people's styles, their lyrics and their how they rhyme, and how like the kind of the art of hip hop, and how like how you got your bars, and then but like how the people can rhyme different parts of the within the rhyme and everything else, and like and how like how Biggie had his own style and how he did it, and all this stuff, and like so it was really kind of, I mean, for me, like, especially as a fan of the lyrics and how like I love all that, but like to kind of break it down and like visualize it all with like the way they did it, like it was really kind of fascinating to get more of an in-depth into, because like a lot of times you're just cruising around, and you're singing along with it, and it's a great hook and everything else, but then like I said, to see it the lyrics and how they analyze the different rhymes inside of the rhymes and all that. It's crazy, man. Yeah,
that's the super fun part. I love, like, Biggie's one of my favorites, and Eminem's really good at that too, and like those are some of my favorite MCs. They do the inner rhyme scheme stuff, and
then they can change it too, like
like exactly
in the same song, go to a different pattern and stuff, and like
totally, it's all about those patterns. I think that's why I like the beat part so much, because when you have the right beat. It's all about, some people just think in terms of like quarter notes and eighth notes or whatever, not to get too technical, but they're missing the 16th notes or even 32nd notes, and that's what and those are just the quicker subdivisions of the beat, and that's what Eminem and guys like that do so well is they match up with every single subdivision of the beat, and so that's why I love that. I think that's why I like the beat stuff so much, is because I like to set that bed, and then I can make my lyrics match up with that beat. Logic is really good at that too. Like Logic is real good at I've even heard him say that he's like, his delivery is like, he thinks of it as part of the music, right? So it's like almost like a percussion instrument.
Right.
And so the best rappers, the rappers I like the most, are the ones that can do that really well, and that's kind of what I'm drawn to and at least try to do. I'm definitely no Eminem, but I try to do that same thing, match the rhyme scheme right into all the subdivisions of the beat and stuff.
Sure, man.
Yeah. So
yeah, that stuff's like I said, I think it's fun to think about it. Like I said, it's an interesting thing to kind of learn more about the true art of hip hop like that.
Man.
Cause there's, but yeah, we got one more tune we wanted to leak out there. I guess this won't be fully available, but you kind of teased it. We do have a new single every month. In January 1st, you're gonna be starting that in a song titled Abundance.
Yep.
And you can hear it here first. And then January 1st, you can head on over to the website and download it.
Yep. Definitely get a copy.
What's anything we need to know about Abundance?
Yeah, I just think this is, the January 1st, starting a new year, and I really wanted to do something like that to start the year off right, man. And so, and this is something that I've been really working on in my own life, is just trying to have more of an abundant mindset and not feel like, oh, I'm broke all the time and I'm poor and the world's out to get me and I can never get ahead and all that stuff, we all have that voice in our head, but I've been working really hard on the last few years of just overcoming that voice, but then even taking it a step further and be like, no, man, I'm rich. I am rich in love and opportunity and money. And if I see myself as a wealthy person in those ways, all of a sudden, money starts showing up, and I'm not worrying so much, and I'm getting more opportunity to do gigs and more opportunity to sell music and all that. Things really start to happen when you stop think woe is me and you just change your mindset to be like, no, man, I'm a rich person. I have so much good stuff in my life, and I'm going to focus on that. So it's a great way to start the new year is to work on this abundant mindset. That's it.
Man, very cool.
Had nothing to give. I thought I never would succeed in this life and live the rest of all my days broken, lonely solitude, asking for change from every woman and child and dude. I thought my life was a joke and God was laughing at me. I thought that everyone was in on it, slap happy. Well, I was doomed from day one, I should call it quits. But really deep down inside, I knew this wasn't it. Somebody told me it's a choice and I LOL. Peace be held, I could never be well. But then I started thinking, what if it's true and all I had to do was choose? I knew I had nothing to lose. I started telling myself that I was rich, had all the money, love, and opportunity, which led to seeing things different and starting to change. And then it all started to rearrange. Now I can say, I don't need another dollar. I got enough of it, why bother to be on a leash and a collar? Yeah. Just trying to keep up, you see. I don't need another lover. I got enough love surrounding me. I wanna give it to another. There's plenty to go round. I'm living abundantly. inspire if I didn't start thinking higher. My mind was still on fire from living life as a liar. I had to start telling the truth, or I might as well retire. I remembered life as a youth and how I lived in wonder. If I could get that back, I could keep from going under. So I focused on love and light, a new attitude, getting up every day and focusing on gratitude. Thankful for those who love me, thankful for food to eat. I got a bed to sleep on and got shoes on my feet, and I got life and purpose and all this music too. Why did it take so long now for me to see the truth? My life is crazy blessed, just had to choose to see. And once I did, I started living life abundantly. My life is crazy blessed, just had to choose to see. And once I did, I started living life abundantly.
I don't need another dollar. I got enough to fill my bother to keep on a leash and a collar. Just trying to keep up, you see. I don't need another lover. I got enough love surrounding me. I wanna give it to another, 'cause there's plenty to go round. I'm living abundantly. I don't need another dollar. I got enough to fill my bother to keep on a leash and a collar. Just trying to keep up, you see. I don't need another lover. I got enough love surrounding me. I wanna give it to another, 'cause there's plenty to go round. I'm living abundantly. 'Cause there's plenty to go round. I'm living abundantly. 'Cause there's plenty to go round. I'm living abundantly.
Yo, the choice is up to you. How you wanna live? You wanna be broke, or you wanna be rich in love? It's your choice. Choose it wisely.
Yeah, that I was trying to think who said it when while you were talking, but a quote came to mind. Somebody I saw recently was talking about listening to like a TED Talk with somebody, and they were talking about this kind of a similar message, and they were saying how people think about their money, riches and everything else, and he's like, well, if you have running water and everything, whatever it is, like simple as that, you're in the 99th percentile of richest people in the world, like, or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many people that don't even have that, and and so you put everything in perspective, like what you're in top 99% and like or whatever, and
So true.
yeah.
So true. If you have a place to stay and a bed to sleep in,
Right.
and you got running water, like you're rich, man. You're
Right.
rich, and we all just think about the things we don't have instead of focusing on all the awesome stuff that we have. And we do. We're all super blessed with a lot of amazing things, and if we can focus on those things, our entire life will change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, man.
Yeah, man.
That we get. I think everybody gets too caught up with the reality TV and seeing all this stuff, and like, I mean, all that will be cool, but we all forget we have plenty of blessings all around us every day. So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so we need to appreciate what we do have, but that doesn't stop me from hustling every day.
You and me both, bro.
I want more, but
I think it's important to know that. Like, it doesn't mean you don't work hard. It doesn't mean you don't have big goals. I'm the same way. I'm like you, man. I have big goals. I'm going for it, dude, and I'm working. But there's that fine line of like, I'm still realizing like I'm blessed and I have the things I need. But yeah, then I have big goals, man, and I'm gonna achieve them as well. But it's weird how that, like, knowing that you're okay, almost it fuels you more than like desperation. I mean, desperation is good. Like I think in some ways it's good to know that like that desperation can like light a fire in a way that a lot of things can't. And so sometimes it's good to get you started. Sometimes you need to be desperate or hit rock bottom. And I've had a lot of good things come out of that. But I know, like, if you live there, if you live in this desperation, you're going to just be miserable, and you're going to give up hope, and you're going to start to think that's all that life is. You know what I mean? So it's okay to light the fire that way, but then look at what's around you and set your goals big, man, and go for it. But it's because you have all this love and opportunity around you and money. Like, you're going to be okay. Like, because of that, that's what's allowing you to pursue your dreams. You know what I mean? And so that, that can fuel you to achieve even more.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, dude.
That you mentioned some of your some of your battles with addiction and stuff, and you said there's some of those messages throughout this record and stuff. Is that what do you feel like that you hit that bottom, and then that's kind of what helped fuel all this stuff too?
Yeah, for sure, man. It was for me. I kind of hit two bottoms. Not everybody gets two, but I got two. But one was when I quit drinking. I ended up in the ER with like really bad heart palpitations, like that just were nonstop. They wouldn't stop, and I thought I was dying, and it was really bad, man. I had just drank myself into like the heaviest I've ever been in my life, and just it was bad. I couldn't breathe, couldn't function. So that was when I was like, dude, I'm gonna die. Like I'm seriously killing myself, so I have to quit drinking. That was when I quit drinking, and that was when Soul Motivation Records was born. Out of that like, okay, now I have all this energy and time. So what am I going to do? I want to do something that matters, and I want to make music that inspires people. But then I still hadn't dealt with the problem, which was addiction in general. It doesn't matter if it's alcohol or food or sex or whatever it is. I still had this addictive thing, and I started turning to food. So then I went hardcore into food, and it just got worse, not better. I quit drinking, but I felt worse. I could barely walk. I got asthma. I was wheezing constantly for like 2 years. I mean, it was bad. I mean, it was really, really bad. And I realized, like, dude, I still have this need for comfort or whatever, and I'm not dealing with the real issue. And it got so bad that I was like, I need to do something. And so I went to a retreat. I went to a rehab, basically, which was an Overeaters Anonymous thing, which, if you don't know, is like Alcoholics Anonymous. It's just for food. Mm-hmm. And so I went to this Overeaters retreat, and seriously, day one, if not day two, my life changed forever, because I finally started to see my way out of this cycle that I'd been in my whole life. And that was in the 12 steps. And just the whole 12-step thing is just, it's about, like, everybody should do it. It's about your spiritual health. And that doesn't mean if you believe in God, or you believe in the universe, or you believe in whatever you believe in. It doesn't have to be, Catholic Church God. It can be whatever you define it as. But it's about getting well, like letting go of your fears and your shames and all this guilt and resentment that we hold on to. You know what I mean? And that's how you truly fix the problem and get these addictions out of your life. And so I started seeing that. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been looking for my whole life, dude. I got really excited about it and went all in and got a sponsor and just started reading and writing and working the program. And yeah, it completely changed my life. I know it saved my life. I just felt like I finally had found this like solution. I was always kind of in torment about it, and it showed me the way out, So yeah, that's a big part of this record is that whole journey of like the struggle with alcohol and food, but then also how I found hope in getting out of that, but also the hard part of that transition. I'm still a musician. I play in bars every night, so there's a lot of hard stuff that comes with that. So just learning how to live my life, but still want to take good care of myself and make the right decisions. That was quite a process, and that's really what Welcome to the Fellowship is all about.
Yeah. I've never had a, I just choose not to drink. It's never been my thing. Never had a taste for it. Like just,
it's awesome.
But I when I hang out in the bar and I tell people I don't drink, they're all like, "What?" Like it's like they think it's weird that I work in a bar and I don't drink at all, and I'm like,
"Yep."
I don't know. It's hard. I mean, people offer me drinks all the time, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I don't, But it's funny that we kind of live in that world that people think that's odd, Like when I'm like, so I imagine. The same thing for you. You probably are people are always trying to buy you drinks or whatever. They're sending shots up there and say things or whatever they do. I've seen that a lot in shows and stuff. And but yeah, it's I'm sure it's tough to get tired to explain to people you're not interested in drinking.
At some point, you just say, "Yeah, thank you," and you kind of like fake it, and then you kind of set it down or give it to somebody else. I used to have. Sometimes I have the bartenders. We would, everyone else was doing Rumpelman shots anyway, so it's clear. So the bartenders knew to bring me water in a shot glass. So I used to do that all the time. They bring me water, and I go, "Yeah, cheers," and shoot my water, and that it just became easier than trying. If anybody wants to have the conversation, I'm definitely going to tell you that I don't drink or whatever. But it's just hard so many times to just be like, no. And then they're like, what do you mean? Come on, dude, one drink.
Yeah.
Come on, dude, one's not going to, people don't understand it. It's like, dude, I'm sick. If I take one drink, I will destroy my life. And you won't like the person I become. So believe me, like, it's, but people just don't understand that. They want you to party with them. And, and so, it takes a while to get used to that, man.
Yeah. But it's great to hear that you got the help you needed, and you were able to replace one addiction with a healthy addiction, and that's music. And it's great to you've been cranking out all kinds of material. Like I said, it's not slowing down. You got big goals for going into 2019, man. So I'm excited to hear more of what Chris Swan has to say.
Thanks, brother.
But man, it's a good pickup. Welcome to the fellowship. I wanted to also kind of get into this episode will be coming out right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Do you do much around the holidays?
I do. Well, it's fun. This year I'm going down to Florida. My mom and dad are snowbirds, right? So I'm from Michigan, northern Michigan, way up there. So they've been doing this for quite a few years now. In the winter, they go down to Florida. They've been trying to get me and my sister to come down, and finally this year we're going down there. So I'm excited to go to a little warmer. It's not crazy warmer, but definitely a little warmer than here. So I'm excited to go down there and see their place and see their life down there. So that'll be fun. But yeah, every year Christmas, I live in St. Louis. None of my family lives here, so it's always kind of a challenge trying to get to wherever they are. But definitely as the years go on, I just realize more and more like how important it is to spend time with family while you can. I mean, they're the only family you get, man. Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to make that a little bit more of a priority, especially around the holidays, that's what it's all about, dude. And it's not about food anymore. I mean, It used to be about food for me, you know what I mean? Really, like Christmas and Thanksgiving, it's not about that anymore. So the only thing left is relationships and love and your family. And so, I definitely make it a priority to do that and spend time.
Yeah, I kind of learned that the hard way, I've been doing this show for a while, and my cousin was suggesting I do record an episode with my grandmother, and kept putting it off, thinking I had more time, and then Grandma got sick and was gone, and never did it. So I was like, really kind of regret, not doing that, because I thought it'd be fun, and it's one of those things you always think you have more time, and then all of a sudden they're gone, and so you got to really cherish those moments with family when you have them and stuff, because that's all you got.
That's all you got, man. So. I totally agree, man. Take advantage of it while you can.
Yep. But yeah, it's kind of tough, man, because the holidays, I still have a really good time, but I think back, not too long ago, maybe even 10 years ago or so, or both my parents were all still alive, and they were kind of they all held the family together, and actually my dad's parents passed away when I was 17 in high school and stuff, so somewhere around there, and but anyway, when they passed, everybody kind of fizzled on that side of the family and stuff, but when my mom's side of the family, when my grandparents passed, we all still stay pretty tight, and so it's nice to see that they were actually making an effort. But it's hard when they're gone and everything else. Everybody just kind of moved on and stuff, and it's it's really kind of tough to think about now. But it was a whole lot of fun when I was a kid, when I get together with all my cousins and we all go to Grandma and Grandpa's house and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of stinks when you grow up. And now all my cousins have babies too, so it's
they have their families.
Yeah, so we can't even all fit in the same house anyway. There's so many of us now. So
I totally remember. And you're not alone. There's a lot of people that struggle with that, man. I know it's hard, and especially the holidays. There's so much. It's just like anything, like Valentine's Day when you're single. It's the same thing. So Christmas when you're, when you don't have as much family around or whatever, it's hard because you see everyone so happy, and I don't get to spend that time. But But again, it goes back to like just being thankful for what you do have and the people you do have in your life, and just focusing on that love. But it's a hard time of year for a lot of people. I know, man. It's not the same, and I'm the same way with my family too. Like my extended family, I don't see them nearly as much as I used to when I was a kid, and that's a bummer, man. Like it's just hard when you get older and you have lives, and yeah.
You get into much the Christmas movies and stuff?
Oh yeah, dude. There's a couple I love. My jam is definitely Christmas Story.
Yeah.
I used to every year. How they play on TBS for like 24 hours straight or whatever, or maybe longer than that. But I used to every year. I always watch it at least once, usually a couple times. So when I was younger, that was definitely my jam. But then as I got older, I also Christmas Vacation is a classic.
So good.
I know, dude. Right? Yep. It's like the most quotable movie ever.
Yep.
And so that's a great thing about this time of year too, is everybody's posting quotes on Facebook and stuff like that from Christmas Vacation.
Did you see my new hoodie I bought?
No, I didn't.
I got a Clark Griswold a hoodie. It's the movie cover where he's in the Santa suit and the lights and all that. So.
That's awesome.
It's pretty great.
That's classic.
Yeah, man. I got a lot of people's comments. I wore it to my my Toys for Tots show I did and stuff, and a lot of people were cracking up when they saw it and stuff. So,
dude, that's awesome.
It's pretty great.
That's it's just a timeless movie. It's crazy how like movies like that never get old. They're still funny.
Well, I think, and what's funny too is like. It's hilarious, but it's also very relatable. I think everybody has some of those characters in their family. It's just like The Office, or Office Space too. Those are great characters, but those are probably somebody that you've worked with in the past or something. So it's like I feel like Christmas Vacation is kind of like that. Like we all probably have that cousin Eddie, or stuff like that. It's like maybe not to that extreme, but there's definitely it's not characteristics that we can relate to and stuff. So
and the saying goes, if you don't have a cousin Eddie in your family, that means you are the cousin Eddie. Yeah, that's funny, man.
Yeah, man. That I did see somebody dressed up for somebody's picture on Facebook. Somebody had the turtleneck and the sweater and stuff like Cousin Eddie, and
that's great.
It was like, man, that's a great Christmas outfit and stuff.
Oh, man, that's great. Yeah.
Another thing I thought was funny was like I saw somebody advertising like $5 off the cover for an ugly Christmas sweater party and stuff.
Yes.
And that made me laugh thinking about that. Like if somebody just showed up and didn't know that, and then here's $5 up, like. Oh, okay.
What do you mean? Sweater. That's my favorite sweater.
Yeah, right.
That's so funny you brought that up, because I was just thinking about that. I played a Christmas party yesterday, and there were a couple of people that came in with like ugly Christmas sweaters. And I thought about that. I'm like, what if I went up and like, dude, that's hilarious, and they didn't get it?
Right.
You know what I mean? What if they think that's a real... I don't know that they know that that's an ugly sweater. You know what I mean? So that's really funny you brought that up. I was just thinking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
It's got to happen to a lot of people this time of year, right?
For sure.
Yeah, dude. That's so funny. So it's just like telling a pregnant lady, like going up, hey, how pregnant are you? And they're like, I'm not pregnant. It's that kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, I just go, hey, nice sweater, or nothing at all.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the pregnant lady, one of my favorite jokes from Brian Regan.
I love Brian Regan.
Brian Regan's so good. Man.
Yeah, he is, dude.
But yeah, he's got that, when's that baby due?
Yeah.
Yeah. What baby?
Yes.
At the zoo. I just thought we'd talk about it. I heard the pandas were having one. I thought we'd talk about it.
Thought we'd talk about it. Yeah, at the zoo. Yeah, dude. That's such a great bit.
But yeah, we that's one you steer clear of for sure.
Yeah. You just can't win that.
Right.
Dude, you can't win it.
Yeah. So you grew up wanting a Red Ryder BB gun?
Yeah. I didn't really want the BB gun. I just really liked the movie, so because of that, yeah, for sure. Just because it was in the movie.
Or a leg lamp?
I definitely wanted the leg lamp. I think I still want the leg lamp. They sell those now.
It's a major award, man.
Yeah, I know. It's a major award. It's a major award. Totally, dude. I love that movie, man.
So good.
Yeah.
There's I did see recently on the news that some kid stuck his tongue to the pole and stuff after watching that movie. So I imagine the movie's going to get banned now or something.
Or they'll edit that scene. I bet they will. I bet they'll edit that scene now because of that. People are just so sensitive about that. I also heard that that house is in Indiana, I think. Not too crazy far from here. I mean, 3-4 hours maybe, but they give tours. I had a friend who did a tour of the house. So I'm like, dude, I got to get over there and go on a tour of the Christmas Story house.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah, I know some friends went to the McAllister's house in Chicago for Home Alone.
From Home Alone? Yeah.
We did some of that. We went to Chicago recently, and we're big fans of Chicago Fire and PD and all that.
Yeah.
We went to Firehouse 51 where they filmed a lot of the... I guess now they have their own... They built a set that looks like the firehouse or whatever, a replica.
Yeah.
But season 1 was all actually shot in the firehouse and stuff. So
that's cool.
But anyway, it was kind of cool to go and just see, take a walk at the firehouse and see where they, So it is interesting. Like I say, saying if you're a big fan of Christmas Story and go to see the house,
that's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You're there.
Yeah, pretty wild to be actually there. So
another really good one like that. That's pretty close to where we live. Is the hotel from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Oh yeah.
Do you know where that is? It's on Highway 55 north or south, whatever. But I see it whenever I go up to Chicago. Whenever you go to Chicago on 55, you pass it.
Okay.
It's in Braidwood, Illinois. And even in the movie, it's called the Braidwood Inn.
All right.
Because that's what it was called. And now it's called Sun Motel or something. But if it's the scene where they're standing in front and the guy pulls up in the truck and, you the shower curtain fella, and they have the heavy luggage and he's like, my wife will get it, and he's like, oh, no, we got it. She don't mind. Her first baby come out sideways. She didn't scream or nothing. That whole scene, right? So that was shot in Braidwood, Illinois, which is just a couple hours north of here, man. So next time you go to Chicago, it's around 250, 260, 240, it might be 230, 240, somewhere in there. I go home to Michigan that way, so I drive by it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's totally that place. It's also the scene where they wake up in the morning and they're cuddling.
Yeah.
That was shot in one of the rooms. So I stopped one time and went in there and I'm like, hey, this is the hotel from the movie, right? And they're like, oh yeah, this is it. And they had some pictures and stuff, and she showed me the room. I didn't go in, but she showed me which room it was. It was pretty cool, man, because I've seen that movie a million times, So it's super cool. So yeah, anytime you go to Chicago, man, look for it.
All right,
it's right
definitely
there.
have to do that.
Yeah.
When I go get some pizza, man, that's half my trip up there is getting the pizza.
That's the place to go.
Yeah. But yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's kind of a classic around the house. We watch every Thanksgiving. So
yeah, good Thanksgiving movie.
Yep.
Yep.
And so another one of those classics for sure.
Yep.
I did see another thing too recently that made me laugh real hard about the McAllister house. Since I said that was the more I get older, I wonder what the heck Mr. McAllister did to afford that house and be able to send the whole family to France on vacation and stuff. And that house was huge and but. It's the funniest thing to think about.
Yeah, they never really say what he did.
Right.
Yeah.
Took the whole family to France and stuff.
Yeah, he was a crack dealer. They don't really tell you that part.
Yeah.
That's like the dirty underbelly of the Home Alone movies.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah.
That's funny.
Wow. Yeah, man, those are some other greats, man. Actually, just it was funny. I don't know if you got to catch that, but Macaulay just kind of revived that character again for a couple of things. Did a video for Google, a commercial for the Google Assistant thing, and so he's in the house and he's talking to hey Google, set traps or whatever, booby, that kind of stuff or whatever.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so they edited it with a bunch of stuff from the actual movie, and then it was pretty good. But yeah, there's a part where he's jumping on the bed in the movie, and he's then he grabs his back because he's old now and stuff. So
that's great.
I thought that was really funny.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And I also saw him on this YouTube series, this Angry Nerd or whatever. He does video game review stuff and and he reviewed all the Home Alone games on NES and Super NES and Sega and whatever. But he was how in Game Boy and how they're all just awful terrible games and stuff. So how
that's funny.
Kevin. There's one like where Kevin has to like fight bats and I think there's a. They also did Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and it was like one of those games where he's like running through the hotel and he's got to fight like vacuum cleaners and ghosts and stuff, and it's like, what is who Kevin didn't fight any bats in any of the movies at all. So now he's got to like, where did that come from and stuff? And
they
like,
got to make the game longer.
Yeah, right.
They didn't have enough material. Yeah, that's hilarious.
So
dude.
anyway, it was just really funny to watch. And then so Kevin's Macaulay is in there. And he's dressed as the pizza boy, and the guy's like acting like he doesn't know who he is, kind of thing. And he's like, hey, were you in that movie? And he's like, yeah, you were the pizza boy in the movie. And so he was like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Anyway, it was pretty funny. But
that's hilarious.
It's cool to see him now, still like I don't think he's acting much or anything, but he's still been back around again lately. So it's, can't imagine what that guy went through, though. Like, that's a pretty wild life to...
He had a crazy life, man, for sure. Yeah. I just remember him from the Michael Jackson days. That's like the last...
Yeah.
He was in black and white video. He was still pretty young then, though.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, the crazy thing about him, though, when I do see him, he still pretty much looks the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got a few years under his eyes, maybe, but he still looks the same. It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, man. Well, that's... I think that's about everything.
Yeah.
We covered a lot of ground on this one.
Yeah, man, we did.
It's been really fun catching up.
Yeah, man, dove into the deep subjects, and yeah, man, great to chat and catch up with you, man. And
for sure,
love what you're doing with the show, dude.
Thanks,
and
brother.
Just keep up the great work, man. It's really awesome.
Well, we do have before we get out of here, we do have one date we want to tell you about. You can come see Chris live January 15th at Evangeline's. And Maplewood, right?
It's in Central West End.
Central West End?
Yeah. It's on, Euclid. Yeah, I was way up. Euclid and McPherson are down there, by Delmar and Euclid, yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't made it over there yet. I need to go check it out because I know they've been doing a lot with a lot of my friends around town, and I'm always up for checking out some new venues and stuff, so I need to make my way over to Evangeline's. Plus, I hear the food's awesome, too.
The food's really good. The whole New Orleans, Cajun thing, it's awesome. And, I mean, it's just one of the few places that still have, music almost every night. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They really feature music and really do a lot to promote local bands and independent, music and stuff. So it's a great spot. Definitely a good place to go check out. And yeah, we'll be there doing songs off the Welcome to the Fellowship album on January 15th. So
yeah, very cool, man. Yeah. And again, you can head on over to ChrisSwanHipHop.com or SoulMotivationRecords.com. Both have information about Chris, either one. And then again, sign up for the newsletter to be alerted when all new music's coming out. And again, you can get a brand new single every month throughout 2019.
That's it, man. Yeah, man.
So along with the CD, you said you have some other merch, some hats and shirts and all kinds of stuff too. So
yeah, it's cool. I just launched a new store and a new online store. With that, when I launched the label, I launched my own, line of fashion, but just had a couple of T-shirts or whatever, and it's called Soul Wear. And but now we've definitely expanded that and have quite a few cool stuff, cool things available now. A lot more shirts, some hats, and hoodies and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're at the website getting some free music, definitely check out the shop and see what you think. Get some gear, man.
Yeah, and follow Chris Swan on your Facebook and Instagram, and Soul Motivation Records on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date on all the social media too. So
yeah, definitely. Chris Swan Hip Hop is my personal and all that stuff. It's all the same. Instagram, Facebook, and Soul Mo Records is Soul Motivation Records. So
yeah, man. Well, Chris, thank you so much for doing this. Great hanging out with you. Be able to close out the year on this one, and I'm excited to see what 2019 has in store for us, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Let's do this again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks,
right,
man.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, bud.
Bye, everybody.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Well, yeah, that was it.